Latest on what is now tropical disturbance Amang. It has been named by PAGASA in the Philippines. It has not yet been named by the international authority, the Japan Meteorological Agency. In fact, they don't even recognize it as a tropical depression. The Philippines do at this time. We're still calling it a tropical disturbance, but it still ranks high on the CDPS scale. It's a high-end stage 3 at this point because of the high rain threat, which could total several hundred millimeters of rainfall in parts of the eastern Visayas region, in particular, more than anywhere else really. So this is how it's looking right now. That's the current location. 7.8 degrees north, 128.5 east as of 8 AM Philippine time this January 20th. 138 miles from Caraga, 149 from Bislig, 247 from Surigao, 336 from Tacloban and 358 from Cebu. Those miles slowly ticking down. Of course, that's not going to be particularly important because the convection and the rainfall is displaced from the storm's centre. Signal 1 warnings in all of these yellow illuminated areas here, southern Samar, the whole of Leyte, as well as parts of northern Mindanao. And this is the possible rainfall as depicted from our forecast at the minute. Possibly 500 millimeters of rain or more in the northern part of Samar, Leyte, Masbate and southeastern Luzon. Very much similar places that were affected the most by Usman. So let's take a look at what the model, the GFS, is saying at this point at least. You can see all of that rain, the pink areas there showing the most amounts of rain falling at those 3 or 6 hourly slots. And you can see they're concentrated over Samar by Tuesday. Wednesday continuing to move a little bit further towards the west as the system itself turns towards the southwest. It's a bit of an odd track that this one's likely to make. There won't be very much left of it by the end of the week, but a lot of rain residually sticking around over the Philippines as we enter the weekend. It's going to be a very wet week for the southern and central part of the Philippine Islands. These were the latest sea surface temperatures, haven't changed very much. You can see still pretty warm, certainly enough to sustain a tropical storm if it does happen. So this is what the GFS is expecting. It looks like it's trended away again from tropical storm status. Oh no, a brief tropical storm status there as it stalls near Leyte and then moves towards the southwest. So GFS just about getting tropical storm out of this before it dips back towards the south, towards the Sulu Sea, and then ends up petering out in the middle of nowhere by the looks of things. But because this system is disorganized, it's also quite expansive and will probably only expand later on. The chances of tropical storm force winds remain very much the same from our last update really. We're giving it a half chance for Surigao and for Tacloban. A little bit less likely in the central part of the Philippines, in Cebu for instance, 30%. And you can see there the model runs, the GFS versus the HWRF on this screen here. You can see how they just about reach tropical storm status very briefly before weakening. It's got around 36 hours, a day and a half, to take advantage of that low wind shear. And again, look at the tracks from both of those models. You can see it moving northwest, doing a U-turn near Leyte, and then passing over Cebu and then over western Mindanao into the Sulu Sea. This is how it's been looking this morning. First light, you can see lots of convection blowing up, some of it over land now, so the rainfall is certainly well underway in Mindanao and a little bit in Leyte and just about reaching Samar as well. It's only going to get worse from here on in. It's sort of split into two banks of convection there at the moment. You can see the main bulk, it would be to the south. That's where the supposed center of this system is. And we wait and see what will happen with that, whether it can organize very much to become a tropical storm. You can follow Force 13's outlets, the website force13.com with the latest. You can also find our YouTube page. You're probably there already, but if not, subscribe if you haven't so far. You can also find our Facebook page, Force 13 all in text, and it's at Force 13 on Twitter if you'd like to get in touch with us on there. And if you wanted to feel like Christmas every other week, you can also become a patron on the project. You can help Force 13 become even better in the process. Find out more information at patreon.com/Force 13 to see what benefits you could have from that. With a special thanks to these patrons, too many to read out individually, but we thank them very much for their support through the project over several months now. You can also find Force 13 on Skype and Thule 13 on Discord at extension 9094 for tropical weather chat.